Oh my god, hey, and just like that, it was day 7 of the Edinburgh Festival Fringe 2026, which is also the final day. It is my final day of seeing shows. We're here all day, we are going home tomorrow, so we are going to finish with a blaze of glory. I haven't been doing a running total thus far on the previous 6 days. If you haven't seen any of the previous 6 days of vlogs, welcome to the last one. I have been here in Edinburgh for a week now, seeing back-to-back shows, plays, musicals, cabaret, solo shows, misc. And today I will be reviewing my 50th show. In fact, my final review is going to be review number 50. There are a few shows that I've seen but I haven't reviewed, so I have actually seen more than 50 this year, which puts me slightly ahead of last year's final tally, I think. And for exactly that reason, I did not go with Ben this morning to go and see one extra show I could have fit in. I took the time to stay in bed a little bit longer. It's actually just after 11, slower start to the day. And I finished editing yesterday's reviews and sent some emails and attended to life back beyond Edinburgh, to which I return tomorrow. And I gotta say, you know, it wasn't much of a lie-in. We're still out and dressed in an outfit that may or may not work. You can tell it's the final day. I'm out of conditioner. I have no idea if this outfit works on any level whatsoever. I can't bring myself to care. It's the last day. But yeah, the idea of not making it out for a 10 a.m. show, making it out for an 11:30 show at Pleasance Courtyard, which is not too far to travel, has opened my eyes to a different way of life at the Fringe, and the people who just see shows from the afternoon onwards, or even from the late afternoon onwards, because there's more stuff other than the first show of the day every day at the Traverse Theatre. After a certain point, you do struggle to find shows in 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. time slots. It definitely gets busier from around midday, and then again, I think, a couple of hours later, when everything really ramps up. But we are heading to Pleasance Courtyard for Youth in Flames. That's our first show of the day. Passing more familiar sights, now tinged bittersweet, as we may be walking past them for the final time this year. And I clocked it last night with Summer Hall and yesterday morning with Traverse, but for a lot of other venues, I don't know if I realised my last show was my last show there. It's been interesting to reflect on which venues I've spent more time in and less time in this year. I've done, if possible, more Summer Hall than usual, less Traverse, interestingly. Certainly in Traverse 1, where I normally see just about everything they're doing. I don't know if that's a statement on my choices or their programming. Just as much Pleasance Courtyard, maybe a little more Pleasance Courtyard. There's been a lot of yellow reviews. Decent amount of Gilded Balloon, some Greenside, and some Assembly. Not going into Assembly Roxy has been a little unusual. Saw a show in the Big Purple Cow, bit of Underbelly Cowgate, more Underbelly coming later tonight. And what's the other one? Oh no, the Space. Nothing at the Space this year. One show at Sea Arts, which is usually about right. And I don't tend to often see much at Zoo. I'm passing a Zoo venue right now, but I am seeing one Zoo show later. That'll be my first Zoo. 2 shows is all we have left here at the Pleasance Courtyard, and I'm trying to get myself some sort of a breakfasty beverage or snack. There's a cafe behind me. There's also a kiosk just over there. What can we get? As per my first day at the Courtyard, at the beginning of this week, not in the main area, but in this little side area around here. If you're looking for your space and you can't find it in the Pleasance Courtyard, it might be one of these. 3 or 4? 4, I think. Over here, we're in one of the bunkers for Youth in Flames, and I grabbed a pistachioto amarina, which is filled with custard and cherry sauce. Fascinating. We're here in a bunker, and I'm joined in this bunker by Ben Lebowski.
Hello.
Yay, ready to see some youths in some flames.
I'm so scared for these youths.
I know, so many flames. Okay. Yeah. Youth in Flames, written and performed by Mimi Martin, is set amidst the 2019 protests for democracy in Hong Kong. Protests during which more than a third of those arrested were children. Our privileged protagonist Millie, however, who has already spent her childhood living in various different countries, is not necessarily a political advocate. In fact, she's more of a 21st century Sally Bowles type, chasing hedonistic highs on the proverbial dance floor of life, while the nation she lives in begins to undergo a thunderous reckoning. While she experiments for the first time with drugs and alcohol, a friend asks if she's coming on Saturday, only they aren't planning a party, they're going to a protest. She isn't eager to attend, but soon enough finds herself surrounded by its chaotic fallout. And there's a contradiction at play here between her naivety and the looming threat of unrest. There's a red flashing light that accompanies news coverage, warnings and pronouncements which she all but ignores. And a part of me feels as though, contrary to the intentions of this author, this does more to highlight political inactivity than the suppression of human rights. It's also a little protracted, characteristic of Millie herself being all too slow to wake to the reality of her surroundings, and even then only when it begins to penetrate her life. But it certainly conveys the overwhelming fear and uncertainty of this moment in history from an adolescent perspective. To find out more, come see it for yourself here at the Pleasance Courtyard. We just saw Youth in Flames.
Hello.
There were youths. There were no live flames.
No live flame.
If anyone, just to make you aware.
Yeah.
And now our next show is here, and we're investigating whether people are already going in. Because we have seen people somewhat going in, even though it's in half an hour. Is it in half an hour? Yeah. Just before I go into Bliss, I'm on the wonk again. Look at this. Hello, hello, hello. There we are. Just before I go into Bliss, I have a thought about seeing shows by yourself versus with a group. Because right now, Ben is getting us seats. Aaron is on his way. Aaron's edited the vlog again, saving my life, saving all of us, and is now coming to join. And so that's handy when one person can go in and like one person can stand in the queue, you can go get a drink, whatever, you can get things done, especially if you're seeing back-to-back shows and you don't have a lot of time. However, on multiple occasions over the past week, I have slipped in as one person, and there's often like a great little single seat left, sometimes a little further to the front. Like, there are benefits to both, to doing it both ways. And I would say, don't necessarily fear being an individual theatregoer at the Fringe. There are loads of solo theatregoers here, probably more so than in most theatrical experiences. I'm now seeing a wave of people heading into Bliss, and it occurs to me I've abandoned Ben to hold 3 seats while telling you what a good idea that was. So I will check my WhatsApp, see if he wants me to grab him anything, and then I will head in. Grabbing myself a drink. It's not yet 1 p.m, but they have an alcohol-free cider recorder-lig, so I was like, let me try this. And also, I just noticed on the bar, did it not go through? My Amex didn't work. I tried to steal that beverage. Oops, paid for it now. They have drinks of the day on the bar. I love like a drink of the day, it's like a cruise. I haven't been paying attention to the drink of the day. For 7 days, I could have had 7 drinks. Heading now into the Pleasance Grand, which you will discover is huge. From a bunker to a really massive hundreds and hundreds of seat space. And here it is, even bigger than Udderbelly. This is, I think, 700 and something seats in here.
Sure.
Have you seen a show in here before?
Yes, I saw a comedy show actually.
This is where Linus and Joe got married. Was that last summer? I believe it was. I saw Showstopper in here previously, and this is the setup for Bliss. Now, the wider context of this production is perhaps pushing the definition of Fringe in a few ways. One is the scale of this set and the size of this room, which admittedly has been a Fringe venue for many years for other shows. Another is the size of the cast, and another is the fact that this has already been produced regionally in the US, workshopped in London, and is now being condensed to come to the Fringe. It's not the only musical to have done that. This is also the rare Fringe show that I have seen in a previous iteration, because I saw that workshop down in London, and I already know the earworm song, Papa, won't you let me out of here? Papa, won't you let me go? So many musical theatre songs asking Papa to do things. It is finally time for us to talk about Bliss, one of the largest and most anticipated musicals at this year's Edinburgh Fringe, and the latest looking to thrive in a post-6 landscape. And there is much about this show that sets it apart from the rest of the fair here, including its large set, cast size and venue. Though its plot depicts a quartet of sheltered princesses eager to see the world, it is backed by a theatrical giant, ATG Productions, and it has also been previously produced with a US regional premiere and a 2-act London workshop, from which it has been streamlined for its shortened running time here, which can often present narrative challenges. Before we get to those though, here's what I liked. The score is hugely dynamic, right in the heart of this new pop musical theatre sound we keep hearing. The dialogue pitches its contemporary fairy tale tone exactly right. The cast is sensational, particularly the ensemble, who execute this choreography like it's committed treason against the crown. And all of the energy of the newly pacey exposition casts a magic spell. It's only towards the second half of the show when the wheels begin to come off the carriage. We skip the ball, we lose the sisters, and happily ever after becomes as quickly as humanly possible. And while I do enjoy the fiddler on the castle roof premise, even if princess team-up is something that we have seen now many times, there is also a conceptual crisis reminiscent of Bad Cinderella, because we're eager to point out these princesses aren't perfect, but we're reluctant to say why. Right now it's a show for a teen audience. I believe it could be more beyond the limitations of its current run here at the Fringe. Papa, won't you let me out of here? Say what I will about the show and how it works here and the concept and the context and all of this stuff, but that is a bop. That song is a bop. I like the score. I liked the show as a workshop. You know, sometimes there are things that should come to the Fringe, and sometimes it doesn't serve everything. I think about Why Am I So Single as an example of a show that, had it come here, they would have had to make cuts, and I think that would have been instructive, because I think that show is the littlest bit bloated, though I do enjoy it. Whereas here, I was like, for 20 minutes, I was like, oh, this is really working for me. And then we had to rush through so much. You can't skip the ball in a take on a Cinderella, and it is a take on a Cinderella, because the prince is choosing a princess at the ball, even if we're kind of combining all these fairy tale stories. I liked the Into the Woods nod. There's so many things that I'm not going to have the time to say in that review, so I will tell you them now, people of the vlog. I also really liked the costuming. I didn't think the costuming made it seem like they were like geeky and homeschooled. They kept saying things like, oh, we're awkward and we're too much, whatever, and it's like, you can't play isolation if there's like 4 of them. It's like, we long for friends and whatever, and like they want to be a part of the outside world, but also there's 4 of them, they've been raised together, they haven't been, you know, it's not like they haven't been socialized, and they have really pretty dresses, and yet they get taunted by the jesters, and people wearing Harlequin dancewear ought not to throw stones. That's all I'm saying. Also, Cara Lane has the best hair in the business. Let it be known, if you stay with influencers, prepare to be influenced. Kate Reinking had this the other night. It's from Underbelly Cowgate. Peking duck rice burger, as in the bun is sort of a fried rice situation. I think there you go, more information there. But we all concluded it looked so good. Aaron's had it a couple times and I am trying it for the first time now. Bristow Square still very much in weekend mode on this sunny Sunday afternoon. Oh my gosh! Crossing this off our bingo card. I haven't seen one of these yet, but they are a staple of Fringe. It's a silent disco. Well, that's very special, and as always, not at all cohesive with the music playing in the background here, which is part of its charm. It makes sense to them. Look at this group choreo. Do you know what? That's made me very pleased, actually. There's an emerging theme happening today, because the next show, just like the last one, is something that I have seen a workshop version of before. This is Legendary, and we saw it as part of MT Fest, I believe, at the Other Palace Theatre in London a few months ago. And now seeing the show again here at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, in a theatrical space named for a cow. I have been handed paper and a tiny pencil. Sales of tiny pencils must skyrocket in the weeks leading up to the Edinburgh Fringe. And there is a question prompt just on the wall there that says, what would you say to your inner child?
Feel free to grab a yellow balloon on the way out, and remember to follow me on socials at Chiang Music and Legendary the Musical.
The yellow balloon that you can see bobbing along behind me is a part of this show, but to find out exactly how, you have to go and see it for yourselves. In the beginning, we are introduced to Chiang, who is the writer of Legendary, a solo show, but one that is performed collaboratively with the audience. Chiang engineers group singing, communal song, in order to foster participation, support, and togetherness, affording the show a very mesmerizing quality. And this is one of my favorite things about this coming-of-self story, as I will dub it, because of that sort of ethereal energy that it creates. However, there is also a slight logistical challenge, because the songs in which we are participating are stories. They are telling us of mythical and legendary characters, whose exploits are explicated as parallels to circumstances or trials in Chiang's own life, as a non-binary singer and theatre maker who grew up in Singapore and now resides in the United States. The slight logistical problem that this presents is it takes some level of focus and attention in order to sustain the sort of bed of vocals that we provide as an audience. It makes it a little difficult to latch on to some of the storytelling happening in these myths. I want to know what these characters did and how it finds relevance within Chiang's story. But that is born purely out of an enthusiasm to drink in every single word of this show, which is so meaningfully and intentionally put together. The songs themselves are gorgeous. The prop work in the show, hello balloon, fantastic. May we all live to believe in our own legends. And if you need some help getting there, go and check out Legendary at Underbelly in Bristow Square. I love shows. I love seeing shows. I love seeing back-to-back shows at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. It's some of my favourite days of the year, and I want all of these shows to take their time and reach their natural conclusions at their own pace. But sometimes shows run long, and we have to run to the next place, which is, oh gosh.
Assembly George Square Gardens or Edinburgh.
Gardens or studios?
Gardens, actually.
Oh no. Also, I have a balloon, which isn't... Studios. Up that corner, hopefully. Ah! I don't think I can take this balloon with me. What's the plan for this balloon? Should I just give it to a child?
You should be okay.
Does anyone want a balloon?
That sounds like you're
I don't think I want this for the rest of the day. I don't think I need this.
Give it to Ben. We're with Ben.
I will give it to Ben. Ben is the child I'm going to give this to. Okay. Which studio?
Is
Where's my ticket? Here's my ticket. 2.
this way.
2, you're right. Okay, I think I have both.
You got both.
Cool. Which one's 2?
Here,
I don't see a queue.
Right there.
Cool. I was thinking earlier we haven't been in these ones yet this year, which is weird. Ugh! Almost got killed by a balloon. How do I explain this? Oh, this is a lecture theatre. I can have a balloon in here.
Yeah.
There's no reason I couldn't have a balloon in here. We're going to see what they say. Ari the balloon. At a certain point today, I feel I can't bring the balloon any further. We made it into the promised lecture theatre. Avec balloon. I want to draw a face on this balloon. This is now my balloon friend. This is going to get me through the last few shows.
We thought that was going to be our last ever show. But based on your love and support, we've just gone and booked 8 more. So thank you so much. If you could, we'd love it if you could leave us a review on the Fringe website. It's a word of mouth festival, and despite the fact that we are the world's biggest band, our fans don't tend to pre-book, so we'd love it if you could spread the word so we can find more fuck buddies like yourselves. Finally, you can stream our album. We dropped it last week. Because you're in the VIP area of the arena, we'll be doing an exclusive photo opportunity, meet and greet out the front for 5 minutes. We'll see you there. No touching.
So if you're anything like me, you might see a theatre show about a parody boy band portrayed by Australian drag kings and wonder what its objectives are. We meet the Fuccbois on the final night of their farewell tour, complete with a talent show origin story, mid-2000s aesthetics, and a host of UK regional accents, aka a thinly veiled parody of One Direction. And despite being, as they tell us, the most successful band in the history of the world, they are eager to reclaim their name, which they do via a series of banger pop songs, including their debut hit, hit Are You Up? An Irish shanty about gaslighting to which we are invited to sing along before being told that we're doing it wrong. And my personal favourite lyric, which is when a girl says no, what she really means is try again by my window with a boombox. All the while they struggle for power and which of them deserves a breakout solo career, their long-suffering manager simply tries to wrangle the entire evening and keep it from falling apart. And it's from her that the question eventually arises, why do we celebrate such demonstrably egotistical personalities with these boy band types? It transpires that what this is a well-deserved mockery of modern male behaviour through the specific and inarguably popular lens of boy band lyrics. And whether the point arrives a little too late or is made a little too briefly, it does little to dissuade us from cheering for these boys when the time comes for an encore performance. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing either, it just means the show is more entertaining than it is meaningful. In the end, these witty songs, the costuming, the choreography, and the characterizations of these boy band members is absolutely what makes it beautiful.
I have now officially seen both drag boy band shows this week.
If you could give us a little compare-contrast.
They
The other one was
tackle things.
Manifest.
Yes, they tackle things similarly in how they're dressed. Like they're always dressed in drag, both sets, except for Manifest cover both teenage girls and the boy band and both perspectives, and it's like actually narrative through.
That one did make me keep thinking about fangirls, but only because that's also Australian.
Whereas that one was more like a concert setting, whereas the other one kind of was more story through.
I believe we're going now to a venue neither of us have ever been to before. This is Zoo Southside, but that's not where you think it is.
Ah,
That's Zoo... I forget.
playground? I see. I have no clue where we're going. It's also interesting because the one drag musical, the one Manifest is by UK creatives and the Bliss is by Australian creatives, yet they both try and tackle British bands, which is always interesting.
Are they not both giving 1D?
Yeah, well no, I think that one was trying more of like a Boys Own Westlife, because that's why the Irish.
Niall!
Multiple were Irish in that one. That's why I figured they were going for that.
Only one was Irish in that.
I don't think it was 1D though.
I definitely thought it was 1D. I absolutely thought it was
Manifest 100% is.
The era, no, because they were put together as soloists on X Factor. They called it something else.
Then yeah,
but
no,
it was
that's
that.
true.
The styling was that little bit more modern, and it's the song lyrics. So what that show is doing is using like the thinly veiled One Direction era song lyrics of like, that's what makes you beautiful, like the kind of patronising anti-feminist messaging of songs like that, in order to talk about contemporary, like modern male behaviour. You're going to hear me say all of this again in my review because I wrote it down in my notes. Where is Zoo?
I think this is the one I'm thinking of.
It's not the one where we walk past the stairs near Pleasance.
Ah,
It's really not. Now, if you've been watching, oh my gosh, balloon is going nuts. But I tied it to my bag because it was making me stressed. It is, however, now quite a long way away. Is this the queue, or is this people waiting for a bus? Age-old question. I think this could be the queue. This is the venue. Yes, I'm seeing a person checking tickets. I'm having a balloon and tree situation. Oh, wow. Apologies. This venue I am less confident about the viability of bringing the balloon, or indeed to what extent. Like, I don't know what the end game plan is with the balloon necessarily. Good news, we have arrived in plenty of time for Evita Too, The Empire Strikes Back. The bad news is Aaron and I didn't get sat together. We're sat with some strange random people.
I do love that the people that will work here are called zookeepers.
They are called they're selling zookeeper merch.
That's cute.
It's very cute, and I've still got this balloon that I will draw a face on at some point. This is the set for Evita Too, spelled T-O-O, by the way, but it is in reference to, I mean, what else is there any other meaning than Evita? It's a musical, and it's also the dog from Rent. That's really all it is. We got some hands on the stage. Got some electric boogaloo, Argentinian boogaloo. Let's come up with, that's the pre-show game. Who can come up with the best title?
Evita Too, Too Fascist, Too Furious.
Too fascist. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. Wow. Just off the dome. Amazing. Wow. Wow, that's why they call them Kate Ranking. Look at this huge shelf/runway. If I was doing a drag show in this space, I would use like...
They have definitely climbed up on this.
Yeah, you would,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
I saw tennis in here, which was a Danish show, and they like got up on here and went into the audience. It was fun.
I've never been here, and I said this, and Kate said, that's how I know I've seen the weird shit, because I've been in here multiple times.
And every time I've been here, it's always a weird show, and no, I wouldn't say I always love it, but I always have an interesting time.
Evita Too from Shit Theatre is not, as the title suggests, a sequel, as in Evita Too, Argentinian Boogaloo. No, instead it is a devised piece here at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, explicitly aware of the musical written by Sir Tim Rice and Sir Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber, and positioning itself as a rectifying companion piece which picks up immediately after the wildly bizarre sentence with which their show ends. The one in which, after depicting the rise to prominence and tragic early death of Eva Peron, they say, oh, and by the way, her body went missing. Now, Evita Too also contains songs. In fact, it spoofs the show's musical style, with the biggest difference between the two shows being the women at their centre. This show is about Isabel Peron, the subsequent wife of Juan Peron, who has the distinction of being the first female president of a country, any country in the history of the world, and who we staggeringly come to find out is in fact still alive amongst wildly little acknowledgement of her political significance, both because she was a woman and because nobody wrote a mega musical about her in the 1970s. But all of that changes with this willfully absurd new show from Shit Theatre, their biggest venture yet, one which they tongue-in-cheekly hope will attain massive commercial viability as they lampoon Lloyd Webber at every turn. And it isn't necessarily dissimilar to devised shows that you may have seen previously. The silhouette of the thing is somewhat recognisable, as they present Isabel's story and their findings in their own unique voice. This might not be the kind of show that musical theatre fans are used to, in fact it definitely isn't, but there is so much to enjoy about its wryly smiling mania. Don't keep your distance and check it out for yourselves at Zoo Southside. Okay, somehow today is bringing the tightest gaps between shows that we have faced, or that I have faced at least, all week. And so I have been quoted by myself as saying before... Would you stop? I have said previously that the Edinburgh Fringe is a marathon, not a sprint. However, it may be the kind of marathon that is comprised of a series of individual sprints, and that's what we've been doing today. This is the biggest gap of the evening, which makes it instantly the dinner break. However, that rice, burger, duck situation that Aaron got me from Cowgate, much more filling than I had bargained for. So I don't know when I'll be hungry. Certainly it isn't now. He's going to get me a drink because what I am is incredibly thirsty. He's headed off. We have what was scheduled to be 40 minutes, and by the time the show came down was going to be 35. Do I think that Linus Karp's show is going to start on time? Not necessarily. Do I think it's going to finish on time? Absolutely not. Because, you know, I am in the nicest possible way. And ours are not a timely people. I'm willing to say that about the homosexuals. We walk fast. We do not conduct ourselves promptly. We walked fast. We evolved to walk fast. That was evolution because we were late all the time. Because we are ongoingly late all the time. I say that's a gay male thing. It's not about the lesbians. They have their lives together. They're an organised people. How did we get onto this topic? Why am I still being concussed by a balloon? What I was going to say was that they're going to go and grab food and beverages. I am dashing back to our home for one more night to go and click upload on the hopefully now exported penultimate vlog, which hopefully you have already seen because that went well, which mercifully is the last one that I will have to upload and edit and create under such stressful conditions, because the one you're seeing now will have been edited on a very long train journey. Also, I cut into what little time I had to get all of this done by queuing to buy a sticker, which is such a large sticker of Isabel Peron. If you want to know more about her, if you're like, wait, Isabel Peron? So was I. If you want to know more, you have to go see Evita Too when next it appears. It has already done London, actually, pre-Edinburgh Fringe. It was at the South Bank Centre, I believe, and I dare say it will be back. But yeah, it's such a big sticker. I think that will just about, it won't fill the front of my notebook, but it'll make it look really like satisfyingly covered, so in under the wire on that side challenge. In fact, I was optimistic about the amount of space I had left, but good for Isabelle Perron, finally taking up space. At some point, I'm going to lose this balloon to helium or impalement, and I'm not going to notice. But, oh, there she is. I'm also taking up space for what it's worth. This is quite the footprint I now have. I have made it just in time to Bristow. Aaron has some nuggets to share with me. Oh, it's like the end of a movie with this song. We are back in Frisian. Didn't come here all week and then twice in one day. Didn't even plan it. We sat over there for Legendary, so we're getting the other perspective right now with this set that is clearly familiar of Soho and Dean Street, etc. A neighbourhood we know quite well. And I have, this is not really a spoiler for the show, I guess it's a slight spoiler for the show. I have been given a laminated piece of paper, which is a fixture of these shows.
It's a period piece. Because GAY doesn't exist.
Oh, it is a period piece, there you go. Well spotted, Aaron James. Joseph is giving out information, and there was some on the screen just, when I have a line, it will be on the screen. We know Joseph, and he saw me, and then went through the cards and gave me this one specifically, and I don't love that. 2 summers ago, while readying to bring another show to the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, Linus Karp was the victim of a homophobic hate crime in Soho, struck on the head by an umbrella. The details of that incident, as well as the ensuing trauma, is now the focus of Linus's latest show, something of a tonal departure from previous work, including life lessons from the hit movie musical Cats, a play with music based on Gwyneth Paltrow's ski trial, and the untold and untrue story of Princess Diana. Through these shows, Linus and his now husband Joseph Martin have become some of the Fringe's most well-loved staples, even becoming the first people to get married on stage at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe last summer, which forms something of an inspiring footnote to this story. And I really love that in moving from back-to-back comedy shows to something more personal, revealing, and tinged with sorrow, this is sort of Linus's baby reindeer moment, as in the Richard Gadd play, which was at the Fringe a few years ago, and not the actual animal that Scandinavian Linus Karp has presumably seen. And the familiar features of their work endure. There are still plenty of laughs, there is the usual carefully curated audience participation that has become a signature, a very smartly designed set with slickly deployed flags. Calm down, I said flags. But after years of capably entertaining audiences, for the most part while wearing a wig, this newly revealing side of Linus is hugely welcome, as is the stark and timely reminder of the rise of homophobic hate crimes here in the UK. Linus and Joseph's collaborative work has seen this remarkable arc of development over the last few years, and I think this might just be their best yet. Catch it for yourselves at Underbelly, Bristow Square. We're running! It's the final sprint of the Fringe! And it's the last show! We're running to Hull! There's a balloon somewhere behind me! Oh my gosh! It's a short journey, actually, but we're dashing over to Hull. Oh, I've chosen this path. For our final show, audience is still letting in. We aren't going to miss Hull, which means I haven't been late to anything. All Fringe long. What an achievement. My goodness. We have made it for the final show. And we are here with friends, yay! Here to see Hull that we all fell in love with last year, now at a bigger venue. It was in Cowgate in a cave, and now it is here with a sold-out crowd. Love that for Hull. Love that for Hull.
Sorry about all of this. We are here through the end of next week, and not only that, we just added 2 extra shows. 2 more shows. night hole, late per night hole. So if you loved our show,
Spread hole, come on. You are how this hole gets full. You're the only way. Tell your mom, tell your homophobic cousins. Come back to us if you want.
we're on Instagram at American Sing Song. It's just us.
Chat
so
with us.
Chat with us.
This album is on Spotify.
We will be out in a few minutes to say hello. They're also selling posters. You can get them for £10 unsigned and £7 signed.
It's up to you.
Up to you.
If we have to take our mics off, we'll be out in like 5 minutes. Thank you so much for being amazing.
We are the Hole lovers! Yay! Look how much we spread Hole! Look at what we did! We are taking all the credit as day one Hole fans. Day zero, like a hole. Okay folks, we're heading off into the night, which I might show you a glimpse of, or I might stop working. I haven't decided. I still have reviews to post from yesterday. I have 2 more reviews to film from today, but all of that can wait for 5 minutes. Here's a little insight for you. I cried twice in Linus Karp's show, which I think was very valid. I also cried in Hole, and at that point I started to think I may now just be experiencing a certain amount of sleep deprivation and exhaustion. I think I could go to an out-and-out comedy show and I would keep crying. Where's my balloon? She's still here. She's hanging in there. And if she can, then so can I. I'm calling her Evie after Evie Hoskins. Helium, if you know, you know. Hole was amazing. Seeing it in a bigger space, hearing that reaction, it's just great. And chatting to the team, some of whom I've met before, about last summer and when we all came, and like how much we championed the show, and like the word of mouth that happened after that. It's really amazing, and it always would have got there, because a show like that is always going to find great word of mouth. But to feel like we can be part of the origins of Hole, origins with a big old O hole shaped letter. My brain, folks, my brain. I'm very proud of Hole. Love Hole. Also met a lovely person leaving the theatre, who is working on a show here at Fringe, which is a really hard thing to do always. I said I can't come see it, I'm going tomorrow, but I can help you if I can. It is called Make Yourself at Home. So this is my final little show to flag for you. It's at Paradise in Augustine's, 8:45. You can look up the description, I won't read it to you, but it sounds very interesting. Check this out if you're looking for a late night play here at the Fringe. And if you couldn't get a ticket to Hole because it's sold out, or if it didn't fit in your schedule, they're doing late night shows for Hole, and it's already a late night show. They're doing 11:30 p.m. Hole. 11:30 Hole. Imagine such late Hole in the middle of the night. The jokes, they keep on coming. If I don't speak to you again, and I perhaps shall, thank you for joining us these last 7 days. Once again here at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. I will be back next year if anyone has any burning Fringe questions. I know people have talked about, like, can you do a video about how to plan for Fringe? Maybe, possibly. I'm going to take a little bit of time after I've posted everything to not think about the Fringe. You can go over and find the individual reviews on Instagram. I might do a little thingy carousel of all of our top picks. There's days left of the Fringe, but also just for like next year and for artists to follow, and just as a little accolade as well. Anyway, love all of these people, and I'm following wherever they lead, and I'm hoping it's somewhere that has alcohol, because my goodness, more than 50 shows seen. After I've posted a bunch more and filmed 2 more, which I could be doing right now, maybe I will. That will be 50 shows reviewed. It's been a great year. Fringe 2026. My balloon, my friends, and I, and this amazing world-leading arts... It's hitting me in the head again. This world-leading arts festival. There is truly nothing like it. Thank you all for watching. If you didn't watch, then I couldn't come here and do everything that I do. It's not possible without people watching, clicking on the things, and doing everything that you do to support. So thank you all so much. Yay, Edinburgh Fringe. I mean, there are worse final sights for us to close out the final vlog on than the big old purple cow. Happy birthday, Violet. Thank you for everything that you do, you big old mooer. Hello everyone. The vlog did not end. We're in a secret place. I don't know where we are. It's a secret circle. Matteo. Oh my god, it's Matteo from Heated Rivalry.
Hi.
OMG. We're all leaving. It's 20 past 3.
Selfie time.
We are in the liminal space between underbelly and assembly. It's like a purgatorial realm. I have 2% battery physically and emotionally. Being attacked.
It's for my vlog of just Mickey behind the scenes clips.
Post 3 a.m. This is the night that we had alcohol. Gin and iron brew. I'm telling you.
Iron brew.
Everyone's touching the nose of the dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, Edinburgh.
Buddy. See you next year.
And goodbye. See you next year. See you next year, everybody.
See you in the morning.
For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!